Siamo stati fortunati con questa bella giornata e il viaggio non è neanche tanto scomodo. Signorina, io sono un grande chiacchierone e lei forse desidera riposare un po', non è vero? Le dispiace se fumo?
Oh, si immagini, Sir Lucas.
Grazie, signora.
Ho sbagliato tutto. Ho sbagliato tutto. Ho sbagliato tutto. Ho sempre avuto tanta fiducia nel mio istinto, nel mio criterio, nella mia capacità di giudizio. Questa volta invece ho sbagliato in modo così grossolano. Guardavo i fatti dall'esterno e mi lasciavo suggestionare da una sciocca simpatia per Wickham, da un'ingiusta prevenzione per Darcy. D'accordo, i fatti, gli avvenimenti sono sempre gli stessi, ma ora appaiono sotto una luce del tutto diversa. Rovesciati, ecco. Ora si prestano ad essere interpretati proprio all'opposto, e se prima sembravano costituire l'accusa più precisa contro Darcy, adesso dimostrano in tutto e per tutto la sua innocenza. E Wickham? Ma come ho fatto a non sapermene accorgere da sola? Mi sono lasciata affascinare come una bambina dal suo aspetto, dai suoi modi, dalle sue esteriori qualità mondane, nient'altro. A ripensarci, come non m'ha colpito la sua facilità alle confidenze più segrete fin dal primo incontro, e l'indelicatezza delle sue rivelazioni, e le contraddizioni fra tutto ciò che proclamava e la sua condotta superficiale, leggera. Darcy, invece, così chiuso, controllato, riservato, ma diritto, giusto, moralmente sano, estimato e tenuto in gran conto da tutti. Wickham mi aveva sparlato di lui. Darcy niente. Se non mi avesse aperto gli occhi Fitzwilliam, oggi sarei ancora all'oscuro di tutto. Che vergogna. Come sono stata assurda, parziale, piena di prevenzioni, illogica. Fossi stata innamorata, non avrei potuto essere più stupidamente cieca. Ora forse è troppo tardi. Non potrò più pensare né a Darcy né a Wickham senza sentirmi in colpa. Ho sbagliato tutto. Ho sbagliato tutto. Ho sbagliato tutto. Ho sbagliato tutto.
Certo che mio genero, con tutti i suoi difetti, è un adorabile figliuolo. Non le pare, signorina Elizabeth?
Come? Ah, sì, certo.
Guardi, siamo a Kimpton. 2 ore al massimo e saremo arrivati. Contenta di ritornare a casa, signorina Elizabeth?
Miss Bennet, you seem out of spirits. I, too, am out of spirits. No one feels the loss of friends so much as I do. I am particularly attached to Darcy and Fitzwilliam, and know them to be attached to me. They were excessively sorry to go. I suppose you don't like to go home again so soon. You must write to your mother, to beg you may stay a little longer with the Collinses.
I am obliged to you for your kind invitation, but I believe I must be home by Saturday.
That means you will have been here only 6 weeks. I expected you to stay 2 months. I told Mrs. Collins so before you came.
But my father writes to hurry my return.
Daughters are never of so much consequence to a father. You will stay another month complete, and I shall take you with me as far as London, if the weather should happen to be cool.
You are all kindness, madam, but I believe we must abide by our original plan.
You must change horses at Bromley. If you mention my name at the bell, you will be well attended to.
Cousin Eliza, it gives me the greatest pleasure to hear that you have passed your time not disagreeably with us. Of course, from our connection with Rosings, we have the frequent means of varying the humble home scene. Our situation with regard to Lady Catherine's family is indeed the sort of extraordinary advantage and blessing which few can boast. You see how continually we are engaged there. In truth, I must acknowledge that with all the disadvantages of this humble parsonage, I should not have thought anyone abiding herein an object of compassion, while they are sharers of our intimacy at Rosings.
Mr. Collins, I have spent 6 weeks here with great enjoyment, and the kind attention I have received must make me feel the obliged.
I have been endeavouring to reckon up the number of times Lady Catherine de Bourgh has invited us since your arrival here. But I believe it may be as many as 10 invitations.
11, counting this one.
11? You have indeed been favoured with peculiar condescension. Do you not agree, Miss Elizabeth?
Oh, yes.
Indeed, how could anybody think otherwise? And this is to be your last invitation. On this visit, at least.
Yes, it is truly a very cruel deprivation. Indeed, I hardly know how I shall bear the loss of Lady Catherine's company.
You feel it keenly. Yes, of course you do, my poor young cousin.
You were such fine young men, and so particularly attached to me. They were excessively sorry to go, but so they always are. The dear Colonel rallied his spirits tolerably, but Darcy seemed to feel it most acutely. His attachment to Rosings certainly increases. You are very dull this evening, Miss Elizabeth Bennet. You have scarce spoke 2 words together. Are you so out of spirits?
No, indeed, madam.
But of course you are, to be going away yourself.
Who indeed would not be sad to be deprived of Rosings, and indeed of the gracious condescension...
You will write to your mother and tell her you wish to stay a little longer. She could certainly spare you for another fortnight.
But my father cannot. He wrote last week to hurry my return. Your ladyship is very kind, but I believe we must leave as planned on Friday.
Oh, your father may spare you if your mother can. Daughters are never of much consequence to her father. And if you will stay another month complete, it will be in my power to take you as far as London myself in the barouche box. For I cannot bear the idea of 2 young women travelling post by themselves. It is highly improper. I am excessively attentive to all those things.
My uncle is to send a servant for us when we change to the post.
Oh, your uncle. He keeps a manservant, does he? I'm very glad you have somebody who thinks of these things. Where will you change horses?
At
Bromley, of course. Mention my name at the bell and they will attend you.
Your ladyship is very kind.
Indeed, we are all infinitely indebted to your ladyship's kindly bestowed solicitude.
Yes, but this is all extremely vexing. I'm quite put out.
Why, Mariah, whatever are you doing? I thought the trunks went outside before breakfast.
But Lady Catherine was so severe last evening about the only right way to place gowns that I couldn't sleep, and I am determined to start afresh.
Mariah, this is your trunk. These are your gowns. You may arrange them in any way you wish. Lady Catherine will never know.
Well, my dear sister, you will have much to tell your father and mother.
Bring that one round here, Lucas. Indeed, for scarcely a day has passed without some new cream.
From Lady Catherine de Bourgh.
Do make sure they're secure.
Well, cousin, you have seen for yourself now the happiness of our situation. Our intimacy at Rosings is a blessing of which few could boast.
Indeed, they could not.
Indeed. And now you have witnessed our felicity, and perhaps you may think that your friend has made a very fortunate alliance. Perhaps more so than... But on this point, it will be as well to be silent.
You are very good.
Only let me assure you that I can, from my heart, most cordially wish you equal felicity in marriage. My dear Charlotte and I have but one mind and one way of thinking. We seem to have been designed for each other.
Since we first came, and yet how many things have happened?
A great many indeed.
We have dined 9 times at Rosings.
Oh, how much I shall have to tell. How much I shall have to conceal.